Hey, this is Candice Quinn from Contract Tech, and I'm here to talk to you about something pretty important today. And it's something that law school doesn't mention. So it's burnout. And most attorneys have felt this at some point in their career. I'm sure you know that feeling. It's when you've slept through the night, but you still feel exhausted when you wake up in the morning. It's where every email feels like a personal attack, even when it's not. And you might be starting to resent the career that you worked so hard to get. If that sounds like you, then you might be facing burnout. And if you're not facing it yet, you could. And so you definitely need some tips to either course correct and get back from burnout or avoid burnout to begin with. I've been there, and it's not a badge of honor. It's not something to be proud of, even though employers would like us to think it is. It's not proof that you're working hard enough. It's a red flag that something needs to change now. So today, I'm going to give you 5 tips to avoid burnout while still building the successful career that you've always wanted. And these aren't fluffy wellness tips, not at all. These are real, tangible tips that you can do starting today to help avoid or come back from burnout. Tip number 1, set digital boundaries. And I know what you're thinking. I can't just ignore that Slack message or that email, but I'm here to tell you, actually, you can and you should do that. The reality is being available 24/7 doesn't make you worth more to the company or the firm that you're at. It just makes you an exhausted lawyer. And when you're exhausted, you're going to make mistakes, and that's not good for the company or the firm or you either. So what I suggest is pick a time where everything's down. There's no more email checking, no more Slack messages. You're done. Maybe that's 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Hey, for me, it's 7 p.m. Unless I know something is going on that I might need to be pulled into, I am not going to be available after 7 p.m. at night. And that's my boundary. The world is not going to end if I don't answer something until the next morning. And if there is something so emergent, people are going to know how to get a hold of me in a way that I am still reachable, such as my phone or text. I also like to set those expectations early. If you respond 24/7, then they're going to expect that response. But when they see that you're protecting your time and that you're setting boundaries, it just makes it easier for them to realize that if they email you at 7:30 at night, they're not going to get an answer till the next morning. And just having that expectation makes it so much easier for them to know when to get an answer. For example, you can even say something like, I check emails during business hours and will respond within 24 hours. And that sets the expectation that they're not going to get an immediate response most of the time. There's always exceptions. We're not talking about those exceptions. We're talking about the most of the time case here. Remember, your availability is not your value. Your work product is. And if you set that tone, others will follow. Tip number 2, learn to say no or not yet. This is the one that saved my career. Early on, I said yes to everything, and I was soon drowning. Every assignment, every committee, every quick project, I said yes to. I thought that was how I built a good career. I thought that was how I showed my value. But what happened was I burned out and my work quality dropped. It wasn't actually valuable to me to say yes to everything. When I say no strategically, I'm able to be more professional and deliver better results and work product than if I say yes to everything. One way that I might answer is, I'd love to take this on, but I'm actually at capacity this week. Do you think I could pick it up next week? Or, I want to give this the attention it deserves, but I'm at bandwidth right now. Could we circle back next week? You're not being difficult, you're being realistic. And the lawyers that respect boundaries, those are the ones you want to work for. So go with the lawyers that agree with you and say, sure, we can do it next week, instead of the ones who are like, no, it has to be today. Tip number 3, take actual breaks. And I don't mean scrolling Twitter at your desk. That's not what I mean. I mean, get up away from your desk and walk around. Go around the block if you're in a city. Go on a walking path if you're in a suburb. I don't care what you do, but get out of your office and get some fresh air and actually take a mental and physical break from work. Traditionally, lawyers are terrible at this. We work through lunch, we don't take breaks, we eat at our desks. We're all sorts of sloppy when it comes to actually taking meaningful breaks. And While longer breaks are great, I also think you should take a 5-minute break every hour. Just stand up, stretch, do a yoga pose, whatever feels right to you. I'm not talking about going to the bathroom. That's not the same type of break. I'm talking about taking 5 minutes to stand up and just give your body a stretch and just say, thank you, body, for sitting in this uncomfortable chair and doing this job staring at a screen. And then you'll feel a little bit better and you'll be able to focus again. And when you need a vacation, take a vacation and put up an actual out of office message and go on the vacation. Delegate your urgent matters and completely disconnect. You deserve that. You've earned it. And others will be happy to help you take a vacation. And you should be happy to help others take a vacation too. Let's all just share in that. Let's normalize people actually taking vacations and disconnecting. Burnout doesn't happen because you took a break. It happens because you never took one. So take your breaks. Tip number 4, build your physical resilience. Your body totally affects your brain. And when your body's tired, your brain gets tired. Now, you don't need to be a marathon runner. I mean, cool if you are, but you don't need to be. But just make sure you're getting into movement every single day, whether that's a 20-minute walk around the block or a little bit of time on your Peloton, whatever the case is, just get some movement in. In addition, keep your body well fueled. Don't live on coffee and junk food from the vending machine in your office or whatever junkie-free food your firm or corporation might offer. Actually eat healthy food and have a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed about the same time every day and wake up about the same time every day, even on weekends. And that doesn't mean waking up at 5 a.m. on weekends. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not waking up until the sun comes up every day, even in the winter. That is the best feeling. And it is only possible if you protect those boundaries and you stay within them. Now, I get it. You're busy and it feels like these things are impossible to do. But you know what is going to waste more time than a 20-minute walk? Sitting at your desk for 3 hours, staring at a brief that you need to write but can't write because your brain is fried. And let's talk about all-nighters. Like, the legal profession loves to glorify them. Like, I was up all night on this deal. Like, big whoop. I was asleep and dreaming and happy. And I'm a happy person today, and you look a little crabby. So you need sleep and you need to protect those boundaries. There's very few instances where an all-nighter is necessary or even helpful. So really choose those strategically, if at all. I've never pulled an all-nighter, not once, not in school, not ever. I will never do it intentionally. Wait, I have pulled an all-nighter with my infant. It was with my infant, not for work. It was never for work or school, never. Tip number 5. Make sure your work aligns with your values. If you're working in a company that doesn't align with your values, then your career is not going to feel very successful to you and you're not going to enjoy at any level what you're doing. This is really long game strategic advice here because it is hard to align your job with your values, but it is possible. If you're grinding away at a job that you hate because you hate what the company does or you hate the practice area that you're in, then you're not going to feel like you're making any contribution that's meaningful and you're going to feel like you're in a dead end, which is ultimately going to accelerate the burnout for you. If you're in a toxic environment, no amount of self-care is going to prevent burnout. So you need to ask yourself, am I working towards something that I actually want, or am I just working for the sake of work? Am I growing or just surviving? For a long time, I was just surviving and I knew it and I kept trying to course correct and it took me a little while, but I finally did it. And since I've been in-house, I have changed from company to company. And I've done that partially strategically for career advancement, but I've also done that partially to work for companies that align with my values. And not all companies are great, like I get that. But there are companies that have better values than others. And if you take the time to really research that, you can find the role that is right for you where the company does align with your values. And while trying to change your career now might sound scary, you know what's scarier? Waking up in 10 years and realizing you just spent the last 10 years of your life doing something you hate and don't see any value in. Your career is a long game, so you need to build it intentionally and take active measures to make sure you have the career that you want. Now, I also have a bonus tip, and that's called the emergency reset. If you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm already burnt out, Candice, I can't do tips 1 through 5 because I'm already burnt out. Here's what you need to do. Step away from your desk right now. Take 10 deep breaths, then write down everything that comes to your head that is on your to-do list. Then rank those to-dos by deadline and actual impact, not by who's yelling the loudest. Ask for help early, not when you're drowning. Reach out to your team, your mentor, or even just a trusted colleague. If you're still seeing burnout symptoms within a couple of weeks, then you definitely need to seek some professional therapy. Remember, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I've seen a therapist for years, and it greatly helps me. Just having someone to vent to that I'm not putting stress on is so helpful. Remember, therapy isn't a luxury, it's a tool. And if you do have the ability to access it, go ahead and use it with no shame. There's no shame at all. Preventing burnout is not about becoming superhuman. It's about being realistic about what you can actually do. You don't have to let this profession destroy you. You can stay calm, stay focused, set realistic boundaries, and keep yourself mentally and physically healthy while still being successful as an attorney. You don't have to sacrifice everything for this career. You just have to be intentional about protecting what matters to you. And finally, be realistic about your situation. If you can't win where you are right now, then you need to think about making a move. And that's why I developed my lateral move decision matrix, which you can download for free today. And it will help you determine if a new position will be better than your old position. And if you've tried the matrix and you still are feeling you have questions and you need some strategic advice, then go ahead and schedule a free one-on-one call with me. I would love to discuss what you're going through and see if we might be a good fit to work together. Again, the links for both are in the pinned comment and description below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, hackers.